Essentially, we will all be at our maximum stress. As stress levels rise, we look for ways to cope with our stress, and it is imperative that these are safe ways to cope with our stress. Otherwise, it is detrimental to our bodies. Music can become monotonous. Exercising can be a lot of work. So one of my favorites to relieve stress is hammocking. Hammocking under the trees, looking at the stars, looking at the sunset, or just looking at the clouds is one of the best ways to relieve stress. Cal Poly should allow hammocking because it relieves stress, aids in mental health, and it is practical. As of right now on campus, there is a strict ban on hammocking. As seen here by Chapter 334 of the Cal Poly Administration Policies, Section 1.4, it defines hammocking as any object hanging length of canvas, cloth, heavy netting, or any material suspended between two trees or other supports and used as a seat, bed, or platform. As you can see here, it's also enforced by any university administrator, and that includes the police. This is also a serious offense. Even though it just might seem like hammocking to you, it can result in university sanctions and or criminal prosecution. And what I've heard is that's a pretty large fine. Or actually, it's also, I want to make a point now, this is an entire ban on hammocking. It's not like, oh, you can't do this with hammocking, you can't hammock with any guidelines. It is entirely any hammock on campus. Whereas for slacklining, they have certain areas where it is permitted or certain regulations that you can follow so that you are allowed to slackline. Why hammocks are good. First, hammocks are great for stress relief. Not only is it the feeling of being weightlessly suspended between two trees, is that just a great feeling, it is also scientifically proven. According to an article by Jonathan Shorman, a writer for USA Today, when you lie in a hammock, all of your vertebrae align properly with the head and tail bones of the spinal cord, which transforms you into a state of meditation. Also, it can aid in mental health. Dr. Jennifer Akulian also states that swinging it engages the vestibular system, which is important for both your balance and focus, but it plays an even larger role in your emotions. By swinging back and forth, your emotions, you can start to become free of thought and choose what you like to focus on. Also, hammocks are very practical. They're cheap, easy to use, and can be placed anywhere except for campus right now. Lastly, it's a great time to have fun, either by yourself or with friends. You can go anywhere, look at a great view, and just talk or hang out there by yourself. There are two specific reasons why Cal Poly does not allow hammocks. Nick Wilson reported this ban in his article and reported that the two reasons that Cal Poly will not allow hammocks is to protect the trees and for student safety. Bark Tree Service states that ropes used for hammocks can create rope scar on a tree. That's seen right here. As the rope is digging into the bark, that will create an opening in the tree's bark, which can allow for the tree to either allow pests or diseases, which could end up killing the tree. The other reason Cal Poly won't allow hammocks is for student safety. A Cal Poly spokesman, Matt Lazier, right after the conduction of this policy, stated that this decision was to protect student safety because students could present danger by climbing trees to install high ropes, even though in my experience, no one has ever tried to climb up 30 feet, as he stated, to go into a hammock. Most people end up around 3 feet above the ground, so there's no real harm from a fall in that sense. These arguments are both very easily rebuttable. First, tree-safe straps. This right here is my tree-safe strap. In most hammocks that you get today, which are about $25, they are pretty cheap. They come with these ropes right here. They're not the ropes as seen right here, which dig into the tree bark. These ropes increase the surface area on the tree, and because they are nylon, they allow for like even weight distribution on the tree, so it won't dig into the bark. Also, when you think about hammock safety, not only is it by following a few guidelines, can you protect yourself? But also, Cal Poly student Maxwell Taylor, who created a petition right after this ban was instituted, he stated that he made a great point when he said it has no more liability issues than, for say, playing basketball on campus. If you go outside the towers and start to play basketball and you get injured, the campus is not liable. Same with hammocking. If you go and you decide to go hammock out in a tree and you happen to get hurt because you weren't following specific hammock safety guidelines, then that is your own liability, and the campus is not at fault for that. With these issues, we can come up with a couple of solutions. Instead of the entire ban as stated in Chapter 334, Section 1.4 of the Cal Poly Administrative Policies, we can create collaborative solutions in order to allow hammocking on campus in some form. First, we can have designated hammocking poles. So if the tree safety is an issue, even with tree safe straps, if we had large wooden poles like these, like you see on for power lines, and you attached your hammock to those, you wouldn't be hurting a tree. Also, then you could find a spot in any large field on campus to be able to do this. The next solution that I found in a Rachel Bachman article on how other college campuses have decided to go about the issue of hammocking is that you can create a license system. And basically how this would work is a student would take a class or like an online class of some sort to a quick class to see to make sure that they know all the safety necessary for both the tree and themselves when they hammock. Then after completion of that, they will be approved, their hammock must be approved, and they will get like a sticker on their ID card. And then by having that, that is their license, they are allowed to hammock on campus. And also by doing that, you can decide whether or not, how many people can hammock. So if you feel like my argument today convinced you enough that hammocking should be allowed on campus in some form, I urge you all to please try to make a difference and contact the Cal Poly Administration Policies offices. So right here I have an email, it's cap@calpoly.edu, or a phone number 805-756-5455. And simply by expressing your discontent with this policy, you can start to aim the effort to bring hammocks back on campus.